Former President Jimmy Carter is no stranger to defying the odds, and now he's getting closer to another unprecedented milestone.
Yeah, on October 1st, President Carter will become the first U.S. Commander-in-Chief to turn 100. The Carter Center announcing a new music event to celebrate the historic occasion, and here to discuss is President Carter's grandson and chair of the Board of Trustees at the Carter Center, Jason Carter. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So first we have to ask, just how is your grandfather doing? Because we know he entered hospice care in February of last year.
Yeah, so it's been 17 months. And, when we first heard that, we thought it was a matter of days. And to your point, he's been defying the odds, right? And my grandmother, of course, passed last November. And this has been this remarkable time for him. I think he's very physically diminished, as you might expect, but he is still smiling. He's still engaging and, paying attention to the things around the world. But it's been really a time of reflection for us as a family, but also for so many other people. And we've been really gratified by the outpouring of love and support that we've had over these last 17 months. So
we're excited to learn more about this event. Music has always been a huge part of your grandfather's life. He's been called the rock and roll president. So he's got this star-studded birthday event. It's called Jimmy Carter 100, a celebration in song. What else do we need to know?
Well, it's going to be in Atlanta. It's going to be on September 17th. And yes, music is one of the most important things to him. He always thought it was a way to bring people together. And so it's this eclectic, remarkable group of people from, DJs like D-Nice to Eric Church to the Drive-By Truckers, War and Treaty, a big, fun group of people with some celebrity hosts. And it really is just going to be a celebration of how music brings people together and how his legacy, we think, brings people together of all different kinds.
Yeah, so that's all kinds of different music.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be great.
You're also calling for the public to kind of help celebrate as well. There's a way for them to get involved. Talk us through this.
So yeah, last year on his 99th birthday, and again, all of this is a surprise for us, right? None of us knew how this was going to unfold, and one of the things we've learned, of course, is we're not in charge, and he's not in charge of how this part of his life goes. But last year we had a celebration where we got social media birthday wishes from all over the world, and it was incredibly meaningful to us, but also to him. And when I told him on his last birthday that he got birthday wishes from over 100 countries, he had a real moment, and he teared up, and of course I was a waterfall, but it was important to him. And so we're doing it again. We're going to collect as many birthday wishes as we can at the Carter Center, and there'll be an enormous amount of information in social media about how to do that. But we're building a birthday mosaic out of social media outreach for him, and I think he's going to like it.
Let's talk about the Carter Center. Its mission is to improve the quality of life for people around the world, heavily focused on human rights, and the work is as relevant as ever. You are as intimately involved as can be. What does this milestone mean for the organization?
It's interesting. He was president of the United States for 4 years, and he was a regular citizen of this country for, 96 now. And that work that he did since the presidency has been incredibly important. The Carter Center has programs in over 30 countries, most of them in Africa, 3,000 employees, mostly doing health work, peace work, democracy work across the world. So it's this huge, important part of his legacy, really focused on human rights and health and democracy. And we've just recently started working in cross-partisan ways on our democracy in the United States, in addition to doing the types of electoral work we've done in places like Liberia and Guyana and Ethiopia, et cetera. So it's a really remarkable testament to the kinds of people he sought out as partners, and they are folks at the end of the road, live in 600-person villages in South Sudan, not that dissimilar from the 600-person village that he grew up in Georgia, right? So he's built this, and we're really excited to continue it, and this concert, et cetera, will benefit the Carter Center.
You mentioned legacy. What do you think his legacy is?
As I said, we've had this long time to really reflect on him. And for me and my family, it's just an example of what a human can do, right? If you decide to ground yourself in where you're from and your faith and the things that you want to do good for other people, you can have a massive impact. And I think he has a legacy of doing the right thing, of honesty, integrity, of searching out and believing that you can build human connections, again, across the world in some of the smallest villages in Mali or wherever in Africa. And so I just think the power of human connection and the ability to do what's right if you just keep being honest and true to who you are and what you believe.
Chair of the Board of Trustees at the Carter Center, Jason Carter. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.